Hello.
Hello, good evening, ladies. Sorry I'm a couple of minutes late.
I can't hear anything. Hang on.
Go off.
That's it. I'll expose myself in a minute. Well, I'm sure you know what I mean. I'll put my camera on in a minute.
Hi, Donnamarie. You all right, love?
Hi.
Hi. Hi, Tracy.
Hi. I've eaten my dinner, so I'm not exposing myself.
Well, I am. I've just got mine here. I've just ran upstairs. Where's our Louise? Let's see if she's messaged me. Oh no, she's got to be here because there's 5 on. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh.
Alison, I'm sorry. I should have said my dad's come on for a listen as well.
That's why I'm just looking there and thinking. Just see if. Right. Well, obviously Louise has been on calls anyway, so I'll just do the little bit of intro. So, Donnamarie, I have known since last summer, and both in the same traditional industry. And she came to me with this opportunity beginning of this year. And to be honest, my headspace wasn't in the correct space anyway at that period of time. But I trusted Donnamarie as a person, so I knew that she would have done her diligence, and I knew that she would have spent time and done everything that I would want and not wanting to do before she brought it to me, because I sussed out very quickly in the summer what sort of person she was. So on that side of it, I felt quite confident in the fact that I didn't have to do all that myself. But for me, because as you all know, I took on a product company and Louise took on our trading Bitcoin company, it was all very much talking in Mandarin for me, because I had literally, even though I worked business, I didn't do the training. I would work the business to a certain level with that person, then I would pass on when it got to the nitty-gritties of all like Payzer and crypto pay, pass them on to Louise. So I was only ever in the first stages of that business. So that was my concern, but I did also know that there were certain aspects I wanted to do with cryptocurrency, trading, mining and investing. And so when I said, right, tell me a little bit more, it just absolutely ticked the one box that we was looking into. And when Don introduced us to her upline, I just liked, sometimes you just connect with someone, you bond with someone, you know that you can work with them, and they're basically like your cup of tea. I've had a lot of people the last 2-3 years, I think that's great business, but I can't work with you. I need to be able to say to somebody that could be the most simplest question and answer, and then answer me correctly and not make me feel belittled or anything like that. That's a major thing for me. Otherwise, I will hold back and not ask questions. If you don't ask questions, you don't learn. And with Joby and Donnamarie, I felt fine with all that. So that's kind of like where we've come from. Donnamarie, just to let you know, obviously you know Luann anyway from being in the industry, and Luann's father Brian is on here as well. And Brian's works very, very closely with Luann and has taken great interest in this aspect of the industry, even though he knows a lot about the product industry, and he's a businessman in his own rights. You know our Louise. And then we have Tracy. Now, Tracy has been a very good friend of mine for a couple of years now, 3 years now. We met in our very first multi-level marketing business and kind of stuck close to each other since then. And we always go to each other with different opportunities. And Tracy's also looking at diversification. That's what we're kind of moving on to, Donnamarie, as you know, is diversification with an area of an industry that is absolutely booming. So I don't want to have lots in each box. I just want a good business in each of those criteria, and I feel like I've found one in every criteria I need now. So that's where we are, Donnamarie. But what I would like from you as well, and this is where I feel happy with this call, that I can openly say this to these guys, is I've got pen and paper here because I'm going to learn on how you would now do this call, because obviously Louise and I need to follow on from that. So could I do it in the fact that I kind of fairly keep them now, put it over to you and we take it from there?
That's fine, yeah, I'll take over. So just a little bit about me. Like Alison said, my traditional business is very similar to Alison's. And then I joined network marketing about a year ago and joined a company and became quite successful within sort of 3 months. And I just thought, God, I found my thing. I found something that, you know, I'm going to be really good at. It's going to make me a lot of money. It's going to be brilliant. And then things started to go wrong, I think, as we all felt last year. And I left there in the summer, and obviously that's where I met Alison and joined her. But my headspace wasn't right. I just felt, I don't know, a bit burnt out by everything. But in January last year, whilst I joined network marketing, I also developed a passion for cryptocurrency. So I started investing in my first sort of crypto coins. And throughout that time, I met my friend Joby, who used to live near me in England, and his mum used to do my hair. So I've known him a long time, and I trust him. And he's helped me the whole year, basically. He's got a group called the Crypto Pros, and they're like educators for cryptocurrency. So he's helped me sort of invest in coins, buy bits and pieces, get advice from him through no sort of financial gain to himself. He's just literally been on the phone to me. And then in sort of July, August time, he said to me, I found something really good. Now, this is a guy who also had been burnt badly with scams, because 99% of things in cryptocurrency, if it's to do with MLM, it's a scam. So he was involved in something, lost a lot of money, and he wasn't going to do that again. All he was going to do was buy and sell coins and go from there. But he touched on something, and he said to me in August, join me, come and join me. And I said, I don't know, I don't think it's for me. And he said, well, just look into it. So I looked into it, as you do, and I said, I watched Bitcoin go from 2,000 to 5,000 to 10,000 and obviously rise. And in November, I'd looked into everything. I looked into business, transparency. I educated myself. I literally was on the phone at 3 o'clock in the morning watching YouTube videos, Googling petahash, hash power, looking at everything. And in November, I said to him, right, I'm ready. I'm actually ready, but I'm not sure if I want to do a team. And he said, don't worry, it's an investment. It is an investment platform. So even if you put your money in, you're still going to make money from it. So that was fine. And then I started talking to some people about it. And it was just really easy, because I explained the company, the transparency, and everybody at the moment wants Bitcoin or some sort of cryptocurrency. Like, it's something that everybody wants. So what the company is, it's a mining company, and how it started was 4 years ago, a group of investors got together and they decided that they wanted to mine their own coins. Now, does everybody know about mining here? Is everybody in the cryptocurrency industry, or should I just start from right at the beginning?
They're all in cryptocurrency, but I don't know how much about mining, because it was kind of how you say it and how you express it. I liked, Donnamarie. So it may start from the mining, just so that then they can understand how you do it, and they may find that you've got some background noise. There we go.
Okay, so basically mining means a bit like you mine for gold or you mine for diamonds. There's 21 million Bitcoins in the world, okay, just 21 million. No more can ever be made. It's not like money where you can just keep printing and printing and printing. There's only 21 million Bitcoins. 16.8 million Bitcoin have already been mined, or if you like, discovered. Okay, so there's still 4.2 million to be mined. By the year 2140, all the Bitcoins will be mined, so it probably won't be in our lifetime. So between now and then, you've got 4.2 million Bitcoins to be mined. Now, how I describe mining is, if you had a piece of gold, and you wanted a piece of gold, and you went to a jewelry shop, and you've seen a piece of gold, and you said to the jeweler, I like that, how much is it? He will say to you, it's $1,000. But then there's a farmer overhearing you, listening, and he says, I've got a mining farm. Why don't I rent you my mining farm for the day for $100? And whatever gold you find, you can keep. It's pretty much the same thing for Bitcoin, except without getting your pick and your hammer out, you're using computers. So you've got a Bitcoin, which is a mathematical equation, okay? And then you've got a group of computers that have a hash power. Depending on their hash power will determine how easy it is for, obviously, for them to mine the Bitcoin. So they also do different equations and formulas, a bit like a lottery. So they kind of numbers, and then boom, once they've got the same equation, you've got a Bitcoin. That's basically how the mining works. Okay, so 4 years ago, these group of investors got together and decided they wanted to mine Bitcoin, but they didn't just want to do it by themselves at home. They wanted to put all their money together and actually get a good chance of making a really good profit and mining a decent amount of Bitcoin. So getting together a good hash power. From there, it just grew and grew and grew and grew and grew. So that was 1,000 people. That's now gone into about 150,000 people. And it's called a mining pool. Now, the Bitclub are on the blockchain. So you can see everything transparently. You can see how many Bitcoins they mine per day, how much they win, how lucky they've been, how unlucky they've been, how much money they're making, and also how much money is in their wallet. It's completely transparent. So imagine being able to see in the Bank of England's bank account. You can actually see that through Bitclub. You can see how much money they've got. So that's how they mine Bitcoin. The Bitcoin is then shared out through all the shareholders within it's basically a club. So within the club, the Bitcoin is then shared out through all the shareholders. So you come on board as like an investor and you buy a pool. So you buy a share in the pool. Once you've bought a share in the pool, it takes 30 days because they buy mining equipment for you. So they buy mining equipment for you, set it all up, program it. Within 30 days, that computer starts generating Bitcoin for you. This hardware is actually your hardware. I mean, if you decided, I want to do it at home, you can actually request from your hardware to be delivered to your house. Obviously, that's not advised because it's better, you know, in Iceland or China, where obviously the electricity costs are a lot less, so it's more profitable. So you buy shares, and obviously you make money through that way. Depending on the price of Bitcoin, obviously, if you mine half a Bitcoin in a year, so if you've got $500, and if you mined half a Bitcoin within a year, and your Bitcoin is worth what it is today, then you'd make $9,500. Okay, if Bitcoin goes up to like $50,000, then you've made, you know, $49,500 from a $500 investment. So mining is really, really profitable. It's basically like buying your Bitcoin at a cost price. So the transparency of this company was the most appealing thing because you can see everything, you know. Well, we've got big leaders on board with this, and we've said the company, they've gone on the blockchain and they can see, yeah, they've got 3% of the world's mining power. So yeah, they're a really good company. What Bitclub are doing at the minute is actually two really exciting things going on. They are number 6 or number 7 in the world of mining. Okay, they're on the blockchain. So at the minute, they're about number 6 or number 7. They have just bought $300 million worth of new equipment, which means their hash power. So hash power is a bit like wattage. So the more wattage a light bulb has, the brighter the light. The more hash power we've got in computers, the more power we've got to mine Bitcoin. So at the moment, our petahash is about 600. The top one in the world is at 2,300. By April, we will have 2,000. And what we got told yesterday, so there's an exciting event going on in Iceland this weekend. All the top leaders have gone over there to see the mining field and everything. And we've been told we are now partnering with Bitfury and Bitmain, who are the world's biggest manufacturers of mining equipment. They are partnering with us, and we're going to have 4,000 petahash by the end of the year. So that's a massive amount of power. We will be number one in the world. So obviously that's going to generate a lot more Bitcoin for us, for our members, and for your investors. I mean, there's two sides of the business. So you've got the side where I've just got certain investors who have put in anything from $500 to $50,000. And then I've got the networking side as well. So obviously your investors just want to put money in and obviously want to generate their Bitcoin, rather than going and spending $10,000 on one Bitcoin, they can put a few thousand in, and that will generate them Bitcoin in the next 1 to 2 years. Then you've got the networking side of things, which is really, really lucrative. There's a whole compensation, and I won't go into too much about it tonight, but we can talk about this again. But it's kind of blown my mind. You know how we do products, and we think, you do products and you get your team on board and it's all great and it's just building underneath you and building and building and building. But then all of a sudden something can happen and that's taken away from you. Or the company says to you, you've done this or you've done that and your account is shut. It doesn't happen with Bitclub, because when you get investors on board, their contract runs for 1,000 days. So they're tied in that 1,000 days, okay? Then they're doing the compounding. So once they start making a Bitcoin, most people are reinvesting that back in. So it makes them more shares within the company. So basically it keeps that Bitcoin growing for them for life. So you can do 50% reinvestment, 50% withdrawal if you want to. A lot of people do that as well. Or you can just keep the 100% compounding for you. Once you're doing that, whoever introduced you into the business will also be making a share of the profits for your reinvestment. So it's constant. Basically, if you're doing network marketing and you want to bring people into it, you will be getting a residual income from this. Do you want me to touch on the compensation plan a little bit?
I think we ought to just, hold on, I'm writing away like crazy. I just need to finish the last sentence. Residual, I like that word, residual income. Right, for me, Donnamarie, every time I hear you say that, a little bit more sinks in and it makes more and more sense. What I'm going to do is just generally ask, I'm going to ask Louise first, because I know Louise has been on a couple of calls. We were talking over the weekend about, I laid in bed and I go to her, what's hash power, Louise? She'll go, and then what's petticoat? No, we need to. So, Louise, I know you've heard that once or twice. Does that even more sense now? And do you?
Very much so. I think it's actually quite simple. I wouldn't say I know everything, but I think the basics of it's relatively simple.
Yeah, I find this a lot easier to explain than the other.
Hash power is measured in like different sort of metric terms. So you've got hash power is like the hash power, like the name of like the wattage basically. Then you've got gigahash, which is the lowest form of it. So you've got to get 1,000 gigahash will give you 1 terahash, and then 1,000 terahash will give you 1 petahash. A bit like, a million, a billion, a trillion, that kind of way. So a giga, a tera, and then a petahash.
Right, wonderful. So do you have any questions, Louise?
No, I'm all right with it.
Okay, so what I'm going to do then is, you don't have to talk anybody. All I'm going to do, because I'm like, I don't kind of go, how about you? But if we can move on to the compensation plan, but I'm just going to stop now to ask if you do have any questions, because I know that obviously you've been in the chat, but this is a different area to what we've currently done, or it is for Louise and I. Do you have any questions you'd like to ask Donnamarie at this stage?
I do, please.
Yeah, great.
How do you write, as in write down, the petahash? Is it like hashtag? Is that the symbol?
No, just petahash, like PETA, and then hash, and then HASH. Yeah.
With the hashtag symbol.
No, just petahash. Yeah.
Yeah. And what's our petahash? What's the difference between petahash and our petahash? Or is it always our petahash?
Petahash. So you've got it's just like a different measurement of hash power. So our petahash will be low, a gigahash will be low, a terahash will be low. Petahash at the minute is the highest.
Right. Okay. And you said that 1,000 gigahash is 1 terahash, and then how many terahash is the next one?
1,000 for petahash.
1,000 terahash is 1 petahash.
Yeah.
Oh, you wouldn't be able to say this when you'd had a few, would you? Equals 1 petahash. Right, okay. Brilliant. And I'm guessing there's a bit more reading we can do on that.
There's loads. I mean, what I say to people who, you know, are coming into my network, don't worry too much about learning too much, because all you have to do is get them on a 3-way call or a Zoom call with me or Joby or Max, and they will talk to them about, you know, the fundamentals of it all and the logistics and the big words, etc., because it does take a while to get to know everything. Like it's not something that you can just learn overnight. Like I've got girls, oh, well, just show me something, I'll learn it within 24 hours. You have to get to sort of learn it and listen to the Zooms and listen to the guys and hear what they're talking about, because it isn't, you know, you guys are on cryptocurrency, so it's a lot easier for me. But obviously I speak to people every day that haven't even done cryptocurrency. I mean, I've got a guy ringing me this morning that I know, he's got 6 salons, and he's like, I need to get into crypto, but I know nothing about it. So I've got to start the education program, you know, with him. It's not just going to be like, yeah, give me a few thousand and come and invest. I've got to start the whole kind of education process with him. So it might not be tomorrow or next week, but it could be next month that he invests, you know, that kind of way.
Yeah.
But it's good to sort of learn, you know, get your sales pitch and get to know, you know, like I said to Alison, I describe things in blonde terms, and we're all blonde here apart from Louise, so it's fine, I can say that. But I just kind of simplify things as much as I can to get people understanding in layman's terms what it is before they really get stuck in and actually, you know, learn about the big words and the technology, because it is a very technological thing. When you say to people a mathematical equation, they're like, oh, what? It's like, it's okay. And a lot of people just want to know what the return on investment's going to be, how much money they've got to put in, how much money should they put in, and you know, you've got to guide them in the right direction with that as well. So do you want me to talk about the investment and how much to put in, or?
Do you want to, has anybody else got any questions?
Just briefly, so basically you're buying mining equipment, yes, is that right? And then so it's kind of joining up with all the other miners, and then effectively you get a share of the pool when the Bitcoin's been mined. Is that am I understanding that correctly? Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No, it'd be good to know what the investments kind of, you know, they are and stuff. So
the other thing is, Donnamarie, is that the company shares the transactions, don't they? Whereas when they keep that Bitclub, actually share that out as well, don't they? Within all the management.
Yeah, so in one block, so obviously when you get the mathematical equation and they match it all up, you gain a block of Bitcoin. So a block of Bitcoin is 12.5 Bitcoin. Within that block, there could be about 2 more Bitcoins of transaction fees in there, okay? Bitclub also share that throughout the shareholders, where other companies or cloud mining companies, they don't do that. They keep the transactions for themselves, but Bitclub actually uses this to share out as well. So, you know, in a lot of cases you'll see, oh, we've won a block today. Like if you look on the blockchain, you'll see we've won a block today, but it won't say 12.5, it will say 14.6. So it's got 14.6 because it's gained an extra 2.1 Bitcoin in transaction fee. So that's something that's really, you know, people know their stuff and they look into that and they think that's just it's a really, really good thing. Really good thing.
I think, Donnamarie, if you've got time, I definitely know for both Luann and Tracy that they will be as frustrated as anything if this call ends now and they don't know the first stages of investment and the compensation plan. Maybe not go into huge depth, but they are both very, very switched on, and obviously so is Brian. So they'll grasp it straight away. So maybe just go into that first little stage for them, so then it's a little bit food for thought. Then they can come back with questions in the chat over the weekend, can't they?
Yeah, exactly. Okay, well, when Joby said to me, as we're in network marketing, and this is what all the network marketers want to know. And you know, if Joby comes on a call with you, he doesn't tell you this, but I'm going to tell you anyway. Everybody wants to know how much money you're going to make, and you know, if you're a network marketer, how well am I going to do? And they said to me, whatever you made before, you'll make 10 times with Bitclub. And obviously I was like, yeah, okay, whatever. So I said, well, you joined in August. So when I spoke to him in sort of October, November, I said, you've been in 3 months, how much have you made in your team? And he said 280. And I said, that's not a lot. And he said, no, Donna, 280,000 in the 3 months that he joined Bitclub. So that was when I said, okay, right, you know, I need to really think about getting a team involved and doing this. But obviously educating myself so I could do my own calls and speak to people and be confident, you know, in you know, trying to get people on board, and even my investors, because I have a lot of friends who've got money, so talking to them about it. So I looked at the compensation plan. So basically, to get people involved, the minimum amount that they can come in, you've got to buy a membership for $99. That gets your back office set up, your admin fees, etc. And that's your membership for life, okay? There's no other membership fees to pay. Your minimum membership for your pool 1 is $500. So pool 1 is $500. Pool 2 is $1,000. Pool 3 is $2,000. And then you've got the founders pool, which is all of those pools pulled together, which is $3,500. Now, your goal is to get to founders pool as a networker as quickly as possible, because then you make the most amount of money commission on your team. So people can come in the founders pool if they've got the money, that's great. However, if you're a networker, you can always come in at the $500 pool, and you can use your commissions then to upgrade to your founders pool. You've also got, that's just for mining Bitcoin, okay? So that's just mining Bitcoin. Then we've got GPU pools, okay? So GPU pools, obviously your altcoins at the moment, you can mine Ethereum, Ethereum Classic, Bitcoin Gold, Zcash, Dash, but it's not too profitable at the minute. Monero, which is very profitable. And they are testing 30 other coins at the moment to see which ones are the most profitable. Whatever coin is profitable, they're going to bring on board. If those 30 coins turned out they were profitable, they're going to bring them on board. But if they're not, obviously, if it's just 5 or 6, whatever's profitable at the moment, they're going to bring them on board. So with investors coming in and they said to you, right, I've got Bitcoin, I'm not interested in Bitcoin, I want Monero. So obviously they can mine, they can buy a GPU pool and just mine Monero. If they decide within a few months that they've got a couple of Moneros and they want to change to a different coin, they can. You can just flick a switch, change to, let's say, Ethereum. It takes 10 days for that to kick in, and then obviously gain a couple of Ethereum. If again in a few months you've got, you know, an Ethereum and you want to change to like Zcash, you want a Zcash, you can change that as well. So you've got complete power over what you're mining, basically by just flicking a switch. The compensation plan. So for everyone that you bring in, for me, doing products, obviously in the beauty industry, it was quite easy. Luann's gone, she said Zoom's gone down.
Well, I'm recording it, so if you're happy, I can share it. If you're happy for me to.
Yeah, that's fine. For me, in the product industry, obviously in the beauty industry, it was easy for me to sort of grow a team because I knew a lot of people within the industry, and they all kind of jumped on board. But with cryptocurrency and Bitcoin, it seems to be now it's a lot easier to get people to invest in something than it is to get them to sell something. So we've grown quite a big team, literally within sort of 6 weeks. We've grown a really big team. A lot of investors, like let's say half investors, half networkers, and not just like networkers that, you know, small networkers. We've actually got some really big leaders come aboard with this. They've seen the compensation plan. That's obviously what really interests them as well. So basically the first step of the compensation plan is obviously the people that you bring on board. So you've got level 1, 2, 3, and 4, okay? So anyone in your level 1 that you bring on board, you'll get 5% of whatever they've invested. On your level 2, it's 6%. On your level 3, it's 7%. and on your level 4, it's 8%. It is also a binary system, okay? So you've got your left leg and your right leg, but it's not really like a power leg, a pay leg. You basically have got what you call a cycle bonus. So every time you get 15 credits on your right and 15 credits on your left, you cycle. A cycle means that you get $200. Now, 15 credits mean $2,500 worth of investment on each leg, okay? So if you've got people coming in, you've got $2,500 and you're growing a big team, that cycling could be 3, 4, 5, 6 times a day. When you've obviously got different ranks, minor, builder, pro builder. I already got into that, but obviously depending on what rank you are, that is capped. The lowest rank, it's capped to 4 times a day. Excuse me. So 4 times a day is $800. So there are people that are making $800 a day just from doing the binary cycle because they've got a team under them. So the binary is really, really good, really, really powerful. Then anyone in your team that cycles as well. So let's just say, Alison, you've got Tracy underneath you and she's cycling $200. You'll get $10 of that. And for me, what I've seen is my $10 is coming more than my $200. So my team's cycling, so I'm getting $10 here, $10 there, $10 here, $10 there. So that really does add up. Then you've got the reinvestment side of things. So basically, your team 1, you don't earn a bonus on. So what it is, it's advisable to either put your investors on your team 1, so the 2 people under you. Most network marketers are buying the 2 pools, the first pool and the 2 pools under them as well. There's no compliance with it, so you can have as many pools as you want. So most network marketers have their first pool and then the 2 pools underneath them, which also means the cycle bonus, you can earn a cycle bonus here, you can earn a cycle bonus here, and you can earn a cycle bonus at the top. So you're getting, for 1 cycle bonus, you'll get 600. So a lot of people are buying the 3 themselves. If you obviously don't want to do that, or let's just say someone's been placed under you already and you can't do that, what you can do is place your weakest people in your level 1. Okay, so like your mum and dad, or your brother or your sister, or a friend who just wants to invest but not going to build a team. Because after that, when you get to your level 2, 3, and 4, everybody who's under your team, when they've bought a mining pool and they start to reinvest and they start to build up more shares, you get a percentage of the shares that they get. So let's just say now I've got my 1 share, and within sort of 15 days, I got 0.05 of another share within the company. My upline got like, I don't know, $6 from that, $6, $7, okay? When that's happening with 200 people, you're making a residual income of nearly $2,000 a month just from that, literally just sitting back and doing nothing, because that's obviously coming in. So that's the 3 things I'm going to tell you, because that's enough at the minute, or the 4 things, should I say. That's quite a bit at the minute, and I didn't realize the power of it until I realized that I do get, I'm going to get a percentage of the compounding that everyone's making as well. So I'm cycling bonusing every day. My cycle is going every day, so that's great. Then I'm getting $10 from what my team, when they cycle. Then you're getting a percentage of, obviously, people when they come on board, and then you're getting a percentage of the mining that they reinvest. As you go up the ranks, you then also get like a 1% override. So you start off a minor rank and then you build up to builder, okay? Once you get to builder, you then also get a 1% override of your whole team.
Okay. Well, okay, that's fantastic.
It's a lot to take in.
Yeah, I mean, I've obviously looked at the back office quite a few times, so obviously it's making more and more sense. As in information to actually send to people, are there presentations? Are they mini videos? Is there anything like that that can actually use? As obviously that's what we've done into it for a long period of time. Is that how we kind of work?
Yeah, there's lots of things in our group. I'll tag you in a lot of stuff.
Thank you.
And Joby and the boys, they put together a really professional presentation. There's obviously all the Zoom calls that are recorded, so you can send out the Zoom calls. I'll send you the ones that I think are really good. Like some talkers are really good, and some talkers, people don't obviously relate to them all the time because they can be very cutthroat, but there's one Navid did the other night who was really, really good. There's a compensation plan that Joby did that just describes it really, really simply. And most of my team, that was about 3 weeks ago, and they just kind of got, oh my God, I've got it. That was amazing. That was so good. It's better because he had a whiteboard behind him and he was, drawing the diagram. So everybody kind of understood it. So I'll tag you in some of those videos so you can send out to people. What a lot of my team are doing is just basically getting them in a 3-way call. So getting people on the phones first of all, getting on a 3-way call, and then obviously we can send them out the information and they can come back and ask questions. It scares me when people don't ask questions. So when you said, Alison, about, ask the stupidest question, it's not, no such thing as a stupid question, especially in cryptocurrency, because nobody really gets it. They're just like, okay, I don't get it, but I'll put my money into it. So, the hash power, what is mining? What is mining? People don't even know what mining is. How do you mine a Bitcoin? I had a girl last night and she was like, what? Do you mean like hammers and stuff?
Oh, that's made me feel so much better.
Yeah, it was hilarious. But she might have said that, but she's a demon recruiter. She's basically been amazing. She's brought so many people in. She doesn't have a clue what she's doing or what she's talking about, but she just gets them on a call with me, or gets them on a call with Joby or Stuart, and just, they do it for her. Once you speak to Joby and Max, Max is 25 years old and he is amazing. 25 years old. He's one of the top in the business. He knows, he's a real technical guy. He knows exactly what he's talking about, but he won't beat around the bush. He'll just be straight with you. Whether you like the answer or not, this is what's good about these guys as well. Whether you like the answer or not, you will get an answer straight away about anything. And if you don't like it, that's tough, but obviously, hopefully you will like it. They are completely honest, which is what I like. So you don't get any BS basically with them. So
wonderful. Does anybody have any questions for Donnamarie?
I'm sorry, I think you noticed I lost you all about 5 or 10 minutes ago, and I know it was at the most exciting bit.
Yeah.
It was just when I heard Marie say it's $99 for membership for life, and then you all froze. So I've noticed that Alison's recording, so that's great. So if Alison could put that in our little chat, then I can watch what I've missed. The group, I'm guessing it's a Facebook group, is it, Donnamarie?
Yeah.
I am definitely going to join this. So, Alison, if you wouldn't mind adding me to that group, that'd be fab. And I'm guessing you'll put your link in the chat, and then I can start to see what I've missed in the bit where I froze and get going with it, because it sounds fab.
Yeah, well, I'll download it straight away. And Donnamarie, do you have a group for interested, or is it just a group for people that are actually signed up?
We are just going to do a whole group for interested and signed up, because we want it to be more educational. So obviously, if they're signing up, obviously it's my team, so I'm the top. So don't worry about, if you're tagging anyone in your team, then obviously that's your member. But we want it to be more of an educational rather than just, here's a group for prospects and here's a group for people that have joined. It's one for all basically with this.
That's great. Okay, so I can get that done obviously tonight, and then I think what may be ideal for us, actually guys, I'll just see if has anybody got any more questions before I stop recording, and then we can
I just before we shall I just touch a bit on the coin pay, because that's a bit exciting as well.
Oh yeah,
to get you
and then lovely, thank you.
Okay, so basically Bitclub have developed a program that is going to be able to make you use your cryptocurrency, make you able to spend your cryptocurrency in the likes of Tesco's or a petrol station or the hairdressers. They're developing like a credit card, like a Visa for the crypto world. Obviously, it's not a Visa. It's going to be called CoinPay. So you can put your cryptocurrency or your Bitcoin or everything onto this card, go to Tesco's. This card will then transfer that currency into fiat money, so normal money. So Tesco's will get, you know, fiat money and not your cryptocurrency. They've developed this about a year and a half ago. It was ready for launch about a year and a half ago, but obviously the world wasn't ready, but I think the world is ready now. This is going to be massive. Literally, they've got 2,000 multi-billion-dollar companies already have decided to accept this form of payment. Like Alison and her salon and my salon, I could accept this card now for someone having, you know, the same type of makeup done or their Botox done, and we can actually accept cryptocurrency and it will go into our bank as normal money. It's going to be huge. If you buy the Founders Pack, or if your investors buy the Founders Pack, they will automatically get 2,000 shares within CoinPay. That's a bit like having PayPal shares like 10 years ago. You're going to be right at the start of this. So it's a really, really exciting time, and it's all to do with Bitclub. So obviously now we're getting more petahash. We're going to be #1 in the world, and they've developed this thing called CoinPay. If you, as a network marketer, decide to join that side of the business as well, there's two sides of it, and you bring in merchants, so you bring like coffee shops or hairdressers or anything like that, you're going to get a share of the transaction fee. So yeah,
that's very, very exciting.
Something else.
Yeah. And
that's something else that's coming.
Yeah, I think that also gives you a scope to actually go to more traditional business people that are still on this borderline with the whole hype in the social media and in the papers and on the news. So to be able to go down a different path to actually introduce them and invite them into this sort of industry, that I think that is ideal for them. So no, that's fantastic.
It's going to be really,
yeah, it's going to be huge. Tracy, have you got any questions before we finish recording?
No, not at the moment.
Okay, right.
Just trying to take it all on board.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm just going to finish.